Hello. Welcome back to another episode of TrailMixed podcast. My name is Sage,
I'm Angela.
and we're back with episode number 4. Today we're going to be talking about growing up with a single parent, specifically a single mother. We both grew up with single moms. I had no siblings. She, of course, had 3.
Three.
So we just wanted to talk about what we gained and what we think we might have missed out on with having just one parent in the household. Do you want to go first, or
Should I go first?
I can start?
Okay.
So we each chose about 2 or 3 things that we think we might have missed out on, and then something that we gained in a positive note with having only one parent in the household. So I'll go first. I'm going to start out with what I think I missed out on. The main one, which is kind of obvious, was just having a male role model in the house. Just learning how to be a man in a sense where, I grew up just with a mom, so I wasn't, basic things like fixing things or, I don't know, just manly stuff, shaving for the first time I shaved by myself. The only time I got male interaction was at school and sports and whatnot. I didn't grow up watching sports really until like high school pretty much. So just the basic things of the father-son interaction I missed out on. Not that I want it now, or not that I feel like I should have had it, but it was just something growing up I wish I had. Other kids talking about hanging out with their dad and playing sports or going to the beach. And in Hawaii, I had a lot of uncles, or I had one main uncle that my godfather, I would hang out with him, and my godbrother would be there too. And just seeing that dynamic, I feel like I missed out on that. And, it's just every son needs that, just like every daughter should have that mother-daughter interaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The second thing was family values. I didn't feel like it was really a family in a sense where it was just me and my mom. You know what I mean?
Are you going to do all yours at once?
Yeah, I'm going to do my 3
Okay.
of the missed out, and then
Okay.
family values. So, like when it came to holidays or weekends or, sporting events, it was just like my mom. And even sporting events, she was always working a lot. I mean, obviously she had to provide for me and her and do the job of 2 people. So, I just missed having that and family values like holidays and stuff. It never really felt like a holiday or a family holiday. It was just another day with my mom.
Yeah.
It might have been a day where we just hung out more because she didn't have work and I didn't have school. So
Yeah. I noticed that when we started dating,
what?
where like holidays are kind of a big thing in my family. Where I'm like, oh my God, I'm like super excited about it. And then like hanging out with my family, and you don't feel the same way.
No, because holidays, I mean, yeah, there were parties and stuff, but it was never like the main reason for a holiday was to hang out with family and just get that family interactions. And
Yeah.
it was just, oh, we're having a party today, or oh, it's 4th of July, we're having a party doing fireworks. Oh, it's turkey, it's a party with this kind of meal. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a family event. So, and then the third one for me was communication. With my mom working a lot, 2 to 3 jobs plus going to school. I was home alone a lot, so most of the communication I had was just with myself. So talking to other people was weird, and in like elementary and junior high, I was bad at communicating with friends and stuff, and I always came off irritating or like an asshole. And I just knew I learned a lot of it from TV. So it's like I would tease people or get teased, and that was just the counteracting. And that's just how it was for me. So, and I still struggle with proper communication now, especially professionally at work and stuff. It's difficult for me. I feel like it's forced. I feel like it's just not natural. And that's, other than, I mean, family values and the real male role model is important, but I feel like communication is the biggest one.
Yeah, and you most of it you felt came from being
only child as
being
well.
an only child as well.
Yeah. If I had siblings, it might have been easier, but
Mm-hmm.
just with me, then yeah, it was difficult.
Yeah, I don't feel like you're a bad communicator.
Well, with you, no, because it's simple. But like at work, I feel like I don't always get my point across how I should get it across, or in the right tone. A tone is a big one for me. Like I'll say a thing, but it just comes off wrong because of how I say it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
have
can
that problem as well.
Yeah, I can talk, but it's just the tone or the way in which I say it. It just comes out wrong. You know what I mean? Like people take it the wrong way. And
yeah, I completely understand that.
Yeah.
I get mostly from my family, like they don't get it, like very blunt, I don't care type of thing, and they don't take it well. But yeah.
All right. So what are you?
For me, the things that I feel that I missed out on, well, also having a father figure, like I didn't really have that. My dad, he came around, I guess, but it was mostly like to drop off things. Like he was the type of person that I believe he felt like he had to buy our love, but I didn't really care. Like I'm not like monetary things don't do much for me, so I didn't really care. And yeah, like didn't really have that, you know, and I didn't really learn what that was supposed to look like until I had friends that had dads. And yeah, so
and you would see what a dad is and supposed to do,
but I don't know how to explain it. Like it didn't feel weird until I seen an example of what that's supposed to look like, and I'm like, oh, but I don't necessarily feel like my quality of life is diminished just because I didn't experience those things.
No.
It's just like, just didn't have it, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing, like I always got asked like, oh, do you know your dad, or your dad doesn't live with you? Are your parents married? Like, because my parents were never married. They just dated and then hooked up one time and out came me.
Yeah.
And it was like, there was never a family dynamic. So
I didn't experience that either. No. I never experienced a family dynamic. My parents were already split by the time I was born. So
and I
didn't feel like I missed out on that because I never experienced it.
And I did kind of have that jealousy seeing my friends with their dads. Like I had some friends that their dad was always at their games, always taking pictures, always there, win or lose, like to cheer them up and talk them through it. And you know, I did feel like I missed out on that, but then I got to know my dad. I was like, I'm good with just my mom. Thanks, Mom.
He looked disappointed you.
Yeah. And it was, you know, you felt unwanted, and it's like, well, okay, you didn't leave because life was going on, you just didn't want this. So
yeah,
you know, I was jealous growing up, but now it's like I am who I am because of that, and I'm cool with it.
I feel you. My dynamic, like I personally feel like I've never had a relationship with my dad. Like I remember when we were young, he used to live in a neighborhood pretty close to me. So we would like walk over there and hang out with him for like a weekend or whatever, me and my sisters. And that was fine, but I was so young, like I don't remember it. And then he skipped town like a few years later, and I didn't see him for years. And then so like growing up, I never really had a relationship with him. I'm not sure how my sisters feel because they did. Like they had that family dynamic, I'm sure, for a little while, and then it was all gone. But they were also young, so yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, like it's hard for me to, I feel like I'm now emotionally detached.
Yeah, I feel that because your sisters will bring it up like, oh, dad called, and you're like, so? Like, yeah, like you should call dad. No.
Like, why?
And I get it too, because it's like, because like me, I never met my dad till I was 8. Like the first time I met him was right before my 8th birthday. And then it wasn't even like a dad, it was just like an uncle. And the term, like, you know, just a guy that I hung out with and did stuff with that was my father, but it wasn't that dynamic. You know what I mean? And then like throughout high school was like wishy-washy. Sometimes we'd hang out, we wouldn't talk for months. We'd hang out, and it was just, I never had that real dynamic that a father should. So that's why now it's so easy to just, like you said, detach from it. So
It's like I probably could have gone without ever having a father, and I feel like nothing really would have changed.
Exactly. And I ask my mom at least once a year, like, you sure that's my... Like, I'm okay if you're wrong. Like, you can tell me now. But, yeah, sorry for talking more during yours than mine.
No, it's okay. And relationship standards. Because I didn't have, like, that family dynamic, I'm not sure what relationships, like, healthy relationships look like.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you see them on TV, and you have like ideas that you've made up in your mind about what relationships look like, but I'm in this blind. Sorry.
At least you got glasses.
Yeah. Wow. That is a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry.
like, what do relationships look like? I don't know. I guess we're like inventing our own will, lack of better words.
Yeah.
In this.
Just from everything we've seen and kind of experienced, like.
I mean, my experience is really low.
Yeah,
like
my relationship experience didn't come from like my mom. It came from like uncles and aunties that, you know, people that you see have a good relationship and have been married. Mm-hmm. You look at them and pick and choose from that. So
yeah, I barely have that. Like at this point, I'm generations of single women. My grandmother was a single mother. My mother is a single mother, and then like here I am. Mm-hmm. So like I don't have any of that. Like I have let me think, maybe no aunts that are currently married. My uncle is currently married. Mm-hmm. Let me think. I have a lot of
the one that sold me my car. Oh, he's a cousin. Never mind.
Yeah, he's my cousin.
Big families confuse me, man.
Yeah, he's my cousin, but that's my dad's nephew.
Oh.
Like my mom has a bunch of sisters, and I have one uncle, and I think all of her sisters are divorced.
So single parents.
Yeah, so they're all single parents as well. So
that's all we know.
Yeah, this is the only thing that I know. But some people will say that we're doomed.
Yeah, some people are losers too. So I don't listen to them.
But yeah, I didn't realize not having a single parent was weird until I was around people who also people who had 2-parent homes. Like I grew up in a relatively poor area, and all of my friends, not all, but the majority of my friends only had one parent. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that it was weird until I got to high school. I went to a high school out of my district. And because of that, like all my friends had 2-parent households. And I was like, they were like, oh, you have a single mom. And I was like, excuse me, what? Like, is that weird? Like,
that's foreign to them too.
Yeah, like there was maybe 2 growing up, like before high school, there's maybe like 2 or 3 people that I knew who had 2-parent households, but I wasn't really close to them. Mm-hmm. And then my one best friend, she had 2-parent household, but they were like really poor, and his dad had married another woman for her citizenship, and she cut him a check. So her parents were not married. They're just they've just been together their whole lives.
That's weird.
Yeah, and their relationship was garbage, you know? Mm-hmm. So like I didn't have like any of that. So I didn't realize how strange or how unusual it was until later on. Yeah. So those are the only things I would say
that you missed out on,
that I quote unquote missed out on.
Yeah. All right, well, let's make it positive.
Mm-hmm. What about things that you feel that you've gained? You
want to go first on this one?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go first. The first thing I learned is sacrifice. We didn't have a lot growing up. So, and I didn't really question it. Mm-hmm. It was just like, oh, okay. Like growing up poor, everyone's poor. You don't realize that you're poor until you leave being poor, being quote unquote poor, and you're still poor amongst the other people that you're around. Mm-hmm. Then you realize like, oh yeah, we ain't got a lot. But because of that, it humbled me. Like, I don't want for much. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I feel like I appreciate what I have, and I don't really strive too much for, like, unnecessary things. Mm-hmm. And then I learned to rely on my family, my immediate family. Like, my sisters, they did a lot for me growing up. Since I am the youngest, I remember my oldest sister, she used to like take me to my babysitter's house and like pick me up. My sisters used to like make sure that I was fed and all of these things while my mom was at work. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, like me and my sisters, we're not super close, but we know that if anything ever happened to one of us, we can always reach out to one another, and we know that we'll help.
That's always good to have.
Yeah. So even though we fight or we don't have like the strongest relationship, we know that we can rely on one another.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that my mom instilled in us pretty young. And then the last one is independence. I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Bye. That's like the terms that I grew up on, having a single mother. Mm-hmm. Like I don't need a man to do for me.
You can do it all yourself.
Yeah.
And that still carries over. Like I don't feel like you ask for much. And and I feel like not learning how to be a man from a man, you know what I mean? It's like I always feel like you got to take care of the women, like this and that, like that's how society tells us. But then now it's like I feel like I should do everything or try and do a lot for you, and you're like, I don't need it. And it's like, you're right, we're both capable adults, we don't need that. It's like we can literally do for ourselves. So
yeah, I do appreciate you always ask me like if I need anything, but
I got you.
Yeah, just the thought that you thought about me, even though I don't need it, but it's always nice.
Sorry to cut you off on
No, it's good. I'm done. Your turn.
My first one is independence as well, along with being alone. Because growing up, like I would go to school and then I would get rides home with other kids' parents and stay at home until like 8, 9 until my mom got home, and sometimes I would go to sleep before she got home. So I just had to be okay with being alone and getting stuff done by myself, you know, homework. Not that I did my homework by myself without being asked anyways. But Shame. Just be okay being alone and keeping myself busy and entertained. As a kid, that was hard. So I had a lot of practice with it. You know what I mean? My second one was hard work and sacrifice. Albeit I didn't really put that into practice until a few years ago, until I got a lot older. Even like my first job as an adult, I worked hard while I was there. But then when I went home, I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? I didn't do adult things that I needed to do. But now that I'm in a space where I am starting to be an adult and we have our own place and whatnot, I'm doing it more, you know, sacrificing free time to work or do other things that can help either the household or money or her. So, and I learned that all from my mom. Like I said, she always had multiple jobs. She was a physical therapist. She was also a waitress. She was also going to school to better herself. So it's like seeing that growing up, I didn't put the time in then because I just wanted to play video games and hang out with friends. But just having that in my mind, it's easier to do it now. Like, you know, it needs to be done to get to where you want to go. And I'm just trying to start a lot earlier than my mom did. And she's just glad that I'm doing that because she's like, when I was at your age, I was way behind. And it's like, just to put her lessons into effect a lot earlier makes her happy, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then the third one was cooking. I like to eat, obviously, if you're watching the video of this, but I had to learn how to cook at a young age. I remember cooking eggs when I was like 6, you know what I mean? And that's probably normal, but like I cooked all the way from 6 to now, you know what I mean? I was cooking eggs, cooking meals, dinners, helping my mom with dinner. And I mean, it's something that I enjoyed. I got experimental and stuff with it. I watched a lot of Food Network. But I feel like cooking was a big one. It's also something you need to do. I mean, you can't just eat out all the time. It helps impress the ladies if you need something to impress the ladies.
Yeah, you cooked for me a lot.
Yeah.
When we first started dating.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, those were my 3 things. I feel like being independent is a huge one. You shouldn't be relying on other people to make you feel valued or... yeah, you shouldn't be needy or dependent on other people. But speaking about cooking and Food Network, I know you watched Food Network growing up.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Food Network show growing up?
Oh man, that's hard. I watched them all. I can tell you what I didn't like.
No.
I did.
Okay, what?
I did not like Barefoot Contessa.
No one
She's a
does.
great woman.
No one does.
But I was like, man, I remember she used to come on early during the day, and I'd be like waking up, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch the Food Network, and I'll turn it on. It's freaking Ina Gardner is her real name, and I was like, oh, sorry, ma'am, and I would turn the channel.
That's when I would watch other shows. When she was on.
Yeah, it's
she
like the
did have some good recipes, but it was like bougie Maryland white people like in the Hamptons recipes.
She wasn't relatable.
No, I'm not trying to go to a store that just specializes in cheese to pick up this one cheese. Go to a different store to pick. No, sorry.
I'm gonna go. She's like walking down the street. I'm gonna go to my favorite butcher. Yeah. Hi, Bob. And we're like, oh God, woman.
I think my favorite show that taught me the most was Good Eats.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with Alton Brown.
I forget who I was talking to, but they were trashing this show, and I was like, it was the best show.
Cut them out of your life.
I think I did, probably. But, I mean, I learned a lot from that show.
Absolutely.
Just techniques and just how to cook, you know what I mean? And he had it in a fun way for young adults and children. Yeah.
Behind it, which was really fun. And it was a different take on food. Like, he freaking made a smoker out of a cardboard box. Like, that's epic, you know?
Ina Garden would have just bought a $600 smoker and said, look what I'm doing today.
My butcher, Tom. No, but I would say Good Eats is definitely in my top. You bought me a Good Eats DVD for the first season on DVD for Christmas because I was talking about buying all the seasons, which I probably still will do before they're like go obsolete. And then he also has his re-up of Good Eats that's out now.
Yeah.
But anyway, Good Eats Unwraps with Mark Summers.
That was a good one.
I remember the episode when they go to the Hostess factory. I was in awe. That one in the Welch's cranberry.
Yeah.
I did not know that the way that they harvest them, they flood out the fields and they float all the cranberries and they come and fork them all out.
Wait, cranberries?
Yeah, cranberries. That's how you harvest them.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You never saw the Ocean Spray commercials when they're
but I didn't. I thought, they're like, oh, I put them in a tub, and they're like, Bob. Why is everyone's name Bob? But anyway, they're standing in the field with the like rubber overalls to their necks. But I don't know. And then like actually seeing it I don't know.
Yeah.
It was really amazing to me. So Unwrapped, Good Eats. What else I would say? Emerald Lagasse.
I like
Emerald
him.
Live was my jam for a while. And then anything Iron Chef.
I did like Iron Chef too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also Mario Batali, even though he was kind of a fraud.
Why was he a fraud?
He wasn't a fraud. He got sued later on for like one of his restaurants. The employees sued him for theft of wages. He had to pay over $1 million in theft and wages.
He's not a fraud. He just
whoever
liked money more than paying his wages.
Anyway, it doesn't make it right.
No, not at all.
But yeah, I liked him and his balding top and little ponytail. Yeah. Anything Bobby Flay also. I had a really big crush on him.
I liked 30-minute meals.
Oh, yes, with Rachel Ray.
Before she became a talk show host. That show was the best. She needs to go back
to Food Network.
Yeah. 30-minute meals was the bomb. Mm-hmm. She would have her dog in there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Iron Chef was good too. Except, no offense, but I never liked the Cat Cora episodes.
What? I was like, oh, she's such a bad one. I really like Cat Cora.
I really only like Bobby Flay and Mario Batali ones.
What do you call it? Morimoto.
Morimoto was cool too.
He is dope.
But yeah.
What else? And then later on in life, when Triple D came out, I was obsessed with that. We still watch Triple D. I still watch
that, yeah. I like that one, the McNeely's one.
Oh, Down Home with the McNeely's. Yeah. Me and my mom used to watch that together on like Sundays.
Yeah.
I think it was either Sunday mornings or Saturdays. We used to watch them in bed together. Down Home with the Neelys. They were repping for my people.
That was a good one.
Yes. They're great. What else is a really good show?
Oh no.
I used to watch now Bobby Flay has Beat Bobby Flay. A really good show. I don't know, is it
what?
Is it new? I mean, it's been out for a few years now. Beat
what other one was good? It was kind of the same thing as Barefoot Contessa, real bougie and stuff.
What?
But Everyday Italian.
Okay, listen.
With her big head and shit.
Giada.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce her last name. But
I don't either.
Giada, she has a restaurant out here in Las Vegas. If you guys didn't know, we live in Las Vegas. But yeah, and my sister went and she was like, yeah, it wasn't that great. And I was like, but she was dope. Tyler's Ultimate.
I never watched. I've watched a few.
We pulled it up online right now. We're looking at their old shows.
I never watched it too much.
Really?
Yeah. 30-Minute Meals was probably one of my favorites. That and Good Eats, of course.
Yeah.
See, Good Eats, number one.
Of course. I can just hear the theme song in my head right now.
Yeah.
When I was in culinary school, we used to, whenever we had like off days, like when we were doing classroom work, we'll like do like our book study in the classroom. And then sometimes if we had time left, we'll watch an episode.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Of Good Eats, because my instructor at the time, she loved Alton Brown. And so we'd watch the episodes. But yeah.
What was your favorite thing to cook as a kid when you had to cook for yourself?
Oh my God. I get my sisters and my mom will never let this go. When I was young, my mom told me I can't use the stove, but I can use the microwave. So I was like, I'm going to start making food in the microwave. I would make anything in the microwave.
Yeah.
Literally anything. One day my mom comes in and I tell her, oh, I want to make scrambled eggs. She's like, you can't use the stove. And I was like, hold my purse. So I go in the kitchen and I make scrambled eggs in the microwave. And mom was like, what? And I like put it on for 30 seconds, scramble it, put it back in for 30 seconds and scramble it. You make scrambled eggs in the microwave.
I didn't make eggs in the microwave until I was like 24 or 25.
Really?
I was like, wait, you can make eggs in the microwave? That's gross.
You can make anything in the microwave.
And then I made it. I was like, it's all right.
The texture isn't the same.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I made it in a coffee mug.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you just crack the egg and
crack the egg
up?
in there, put some cheese, salt, pepper, and yeah.
Make a crustless quiche in the microwave.
Yeah.
But yeah, the texture is not the same. No. But it's doable, and it takes like maybe half the time.
Yeah. I remember we had fruit trees in our garden or in our yard back home. Like we had lilacois, passion fruit, lychee, strawberry. So I'd just make vinaigrettes and stuff like salad dressings. Yeah. And then I'd use it for marinades and like chicken and fish and stuff.
Next level.
Because I had a nutrition class in high school. So I got like really experimental. So I'd make like vinaigrettes and sauces. And sauces was my thing for a summer. I'd make sauces for everything. Wow. And then in the fridge, you just see 4 of those like ketchup, like generic ketchup bottles, just all different sauces I would use. They didn't last long, but no, it was fun. I always enjoyed cooking and being experimental.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think any of my other sisters were as obsessed with cooking as I was.
Didn't you just say you and your one sister used to have cooking competitions?
Me and Vanessa, we had a cooking competition when we were young. We were trying to do some like Iron Chef stuff, and we were like, it was random. We had like ramen noodles, some like pasta from the cabinet, hot dogs, bologna. It was very weird. And then we like made, so our one of my sisters was like the narrator, and then me and my other sister, we were the chefs, and we were going head to head, and my mom was the judge. And then she goes, we like serve it, and we're like acting like they're gourmet meals. We're like, this is bologna a la cheese or whatever. And then she taste tested it, and she was like, "Oh, they're both great," and give us a tie. And I was like, "Okay."
Then you say Sabrina tasted it. She's like, "No."
No, she was like, "They're both bad." But yeah, that was
so you
fun.
had a tie for the best and a tie for the worst
on the same meals. But yeah, my mom was a good sport.
Your mom's too nice.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably one of like my biggest childhood memories.
I would just make stuff and then eat it myself. And be like, yeah, that was good. Let me try something else. I'd just keep eating and making things. My mom's like, where's all the food? I'd be like, well, I made this and that, and
I ate it all.
She's like, I can't buy all this damn food if you're just gonna keep eating it. So she'd like not buy things, then she'd buy like the one thing was those Snyder's honey mustard pretzels. She'd buy them and they'd be gone in like 2 days. She's like, Sage, I can't keep like I buy it for us, and it's just like you eat it all. I'll be like,
You eat it all.
Food be food. You know what I mean? Just
Whatever.
be bored all day. What about the chores I left you on this paper? They're not fun. Okay, I'd rather watch
Shame.
Bobby Flay and.
Shame. Your mom did all the hard work, and you just ate all her food. You couldn't even clean her house.
Yeah, no.
You're a better man now.
Yeah, I was a bad kid.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything else?
Changed a little bit.
You changed a lot.
No, I think that's a kind of short episode, but
Is it short?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes.
But I mean, I have not like regrets, like I could have changed anything, but growing up with a single mom, it was good. You know what I mean? I would rather I'm glad I had a single mom than two parents with a bad relationship or a dynamic, or one good parent and one shitty parent. I'm glad I just had one great parent and nothing on the other side.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I completely agree. Yeah. I'm grateful for the mom.
It's not like school, how you had like A, then you had a 0, and it really negatively affected your grade. I'm glad I had 100 and a 0. Because then I just had 100. The other one was just null and void. You know what I mean? Probably a really bad analogy.
That was really bad. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any regrets. My mom was great. She took care of us. She worked really hard. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I am eternally grateful.
Yeah, and you turned out to be a great woman.
Thanks. I had a great woman raise me.
Same. Except I didn't turn out to be a great woman.
We're just great human beings. Let's just be human beings.
Yeah.
Gender, sex aside.
Yeah.
Human beings.
Humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all. Well, thanks for stopping by for this 4th episode of TrailMixed.
Comment down below about, I don't know, your family dynamics. If you had 2-parent household, if you also had a single parent, what you learned. If
you're only child or your siblings.
Yeah.
Because that affects people differently.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that made all the difference between you and I. Mm-hmm. You being alone and me having siblings.
Yeah. Because I can be cool just by myself, talking to myself for hours and just be cool. But then again, now that I have you in the house, it's like I'd rather have you around, except when I'm playing video games.
I'm not around you. Be like, come and sit with me.
Or you'll just come peek through the door when I'm playing, like, just looking.
Yeah.
Or comment your favorite Food Network show. I want to see if anyone actually, instead of watching Disney Channel and cartoons, which I did too, but like Food Network was always a lot more entertaining for me. Mm-hmm. I didn't even start watching Sports Center and stuff until like 10th grade.
I never started watching Sports Center.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. So it's just a little bit about our family dynamic and how we feel like we were affected by getting raised by a single parent. Yeah. Mostly in a positive way. Mm-hmm. Those negative ones were just things that we kind of observed over time. Yeah, not like we missed out. Yeah. We truly missed out on anything. It's just things that we noticed people with 2-family households had that we didn't, but it's not like it negatively affected us. No, I feel like we turned out just fine. Except the family values. Like, in family holidays, like, I feel like I kind of wish I liked holidays more. Yeah, because I appreciate you. Yeah, definitely. But, so we hope you guys have a good week, and we'll be back next Sunday. Yep. All right. See you guys later. Bye. Bye.